Saturday morning breakfast sorted.
Hi everyone, it's Caris. It's the bank holiday weekend here in England, which essentially means that offices and things like that are closed on Monday, so most people get a lovely 3-day weekend. Doesn't really make a difference if, like me, you've been on furlough since the 1st of April. But as I was meant to be spending this weekend travelling over to Georgia, the country, not the state, and spending my time drinking wine, eating hachapuri and looking at beautiful monasteries and just exploring, I thought I would treat myself to a fun little challenge over the course of this weekend, and I thought I would vlog it as well. So if you've watched any of my videos since being back on BookTube, you've probably gathered that I used to be a huge Jacqueline Wilson fan when I was younger, and I thought what better reading challenge to do than challenging myself to read some of Jacqueline Wilson's newer books, basically the ones that I never got to read when I was younger. So I thought the perfect place to start with this would be reading the Hetty Feather series. So this was the first book that I didn't read of Jacqueline Wilson's. I think everyone that came out before Hetty Feather, more or less, I read, and then this came out and I just never got around to reading it, so of course I haven't read the rest of the series. So I thought it's the perfect opportunity to give this a go. From what I can gather, this is like the core trilogy, so you've got Hetty Feather, Sapphire Battersea and Emerald Star, and then the next two are Diamond and Little Stars. Basically, if I can read all 5 of them over the course of this weekend, then perfect, but I'm gonna aim first of all for the core trilogy. So it's Saturday at the moment and it's about 11. I've just had my pancakes for breakfast so far because you know I love to do that on a Saturday morning, and I'm now gonna get on with reading the first book, Hetty Feather. I do have quite a few other things to do over the course of the weekend because on Tuesday I'm going to Kent for just under a week and I need to like pack for that, tidy my room, just life stuff. But I'm hoping that these are pretty quick books and I should be able to dedicate a lot of time to them over the next 3 days. So I'm gonna get cracking with this one now. I don't actually know anything about it, so let's just read the blurb together, I guess. So the back of this says, roll up for the amazing tale of Hetty Feather. Gasp as she is abandoned as a baby, shudder at the hardships she suffers, wonder at her search for her real mother. And that's all that it says. So I know that this is historical fiction. I think there's something to do with a circus. I mean, the pictures on the cover would suggest that. So yeah, I'm intrigued, and I'm intrigued to see if this lives up to my memory of other Jacqueline Wilson books. So I've just read the first chapter and basically it's Hetty. She begins saying that she really doesn't like her name, and then she starts talking about the names that she thinks her mother would have given her because apparently her name wasn't chosen for her by her mother. And she mentioned Sapphire, which is quite interesting because that's the title of the second book. Then Hetty describes the very beginnings of her life, so obviously it's sort of like she can't know that that's exactly what happened, but it describes her vision of the events that occurred. It basically talks about how when she was a baby her mother gave her to a foundling hospital and she was really confused and didn't like it there, didn't want to be there. That's what she's insistent, she did not want to be at this hospital. And right at the end of the chapter she's been given to another woman, and I think it's going to be like a foster family or something. I'm pretty sure she goes back to the foundling hospital. Hetty's also kind of giving me Tracy Beaker vibes with her, like, my mum wouldn't have done this, like there's a reason for my mum doing it. Obviously that was a mindset of Tracy when she was in the care home, and I guess it's sort of like a similar setting, but obviously this is set in the past. I think it's the Victorian era. So yeah, I'm gonna carry on with this story now and I'll check in later or if anything interesting happens and let you know how I'm getting on. Okay, so I'm just reading this bit where Hetty is talking to Jem, who is her older brother. I think he's about 5 years older than her. He's biologically the son of the parents, so he doesn't have to go to the foundling hospital. They're really close, they're like the 2 closest siblings in this family, and he's so sweet and just is so like caring for her and really looks out for her. But they're just talking about how she's gonna have to spend 9 years in the foundling hospital, and he says, I think it is 9 years, Hetty, and then you'll be 14 and quite grown up, and do you know what will happen then? And she says, I will be a servant and cooks will hit me and masters will kiss me.
And he says, maybe for a short while, but then I will come to fetch you and look after you. And as soon as you are old enough, I will make you my wife. I know I am your brother, but not blood, so we can marry. And I'm like, I hope this romance between them doesn't occur. I really like the sibling bond that they've got, and they clearly see each other as siblings at this point. Hello, it's about 1:30 now and the time has just flown by. Please ignore my laundry in the background. So I've read, not that much actually, I've read about 50 pages. So the first, I think the first 4 chapters. I'm just about to start chapter 5. I read for like only about 40 minutes probably. And it's following Hetty with her foster family. She knows now that she's going to end up back in the foundling hospital, because basically the family she's living in has several children who are biologically theirs, but then they also have 4 or 5 foundlings in the house at any one time. So she's already had to see 2 children who she thought were her sister and brother and thought she was going to be with forever be taken back to the hospital. And they say that Hetty's going to learn basically to be a housemaid, and her brother is going to learn to be an explorer or a sailor or something along those lines, which classic gender roles. It's quite funny because the boy is definitely more interested in the sort of what would be considered to be female sort of roles. So what I'm going to do now, oh, I need to switch arms. I'm going to have my lunch because I'm hungry, and then I'm going to try and read so I get about halfway through the book, and then go out for a walk because I like to do 10,000 steps a day. This big field is one of my favourite places to come for a walk. It's literally like 5 minutes from my front door, and until lockdown I didn't even know it was here. So yeah, it's quite nice. There's normally loads of cows and horses and stuff in here, but I don't know where they all are today. But yeah, I look so windswept. I went to charity shops, as I said. I didn't find anything. Well, I only went in a couple, and I tried to go into Oxfam, which is normally the best one, and it's been closed, so I was surprised to see it open. And yeah, well, it wasn't, I guess, because I tried to like open the doors and they just weren't moving, and then this woman just looked at me like I was stupid, and I was like, but there's people shopping in there. I just did not understand like if it was closing or what. It was only 3, so it's a bit of a weird time to close, so yeah. Who knows. But I'm here now, just having a walk through the fields. Yay! Found some horses, but still not very many. I also love all the woodland around by me as well. This is definite folklore vibes. Sometimes see little muntjac deer around here, but nothing today by the looks of it. That was an adventure. 3/4 of the walk was the route that I quite often take when I'm either walking or running, so it was fine. And then I just got to some streets and I was like, oh, I need to go to Tesco, so I'll go round some of the back streets to get there rather than just walking down the high street. And I got a bit lost down the back streets. I've never been down there before because it's not the side of town that I live, and it was very confusing. I've got here my book, obviously. I've got my cup of tea, I've got my snacks, and I've got a candle burning. I know it doesn't look, you know, very aesthetic, but it smells nice. This is a 6 cents candle in the scent Par, and it's like blueberry muffin scented. These were made by Danielle Steers and a girl called Maddie, and Danielle currently plays Catherine Parr in 6, or obviously before lockdown. She made one for all of the queens, but this is the one that I like the sound of the most, and it smells really nice. So I've got this burning here. It's got like a crackly, what's the word, like woodwork, is that what it's called? When it like crackles. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it if I put this right here. But I'm also going to watch a read with me video. I really like watching read with me's. I've just discovered them within the past couple of weeks, and I actually think they really motivate me to sit down and get a bit of reading done. I do find that if I put a half an hour read with me video on, then I do tend to genuinely dedicate that half an hour to reading, and I actually get loads read, because yeah, most of the time when I sit down and read, I normally will only read for like 10 or 15 minutes and then get distracted by something. So the one that I'm going to watch is Kira Foster's. I watched another one of hers like a couple of days ago, so I'm going to watch this one now. It's when she's reading The Night Circus. I'll leave a link to it in the description. But yeah, I just like to type in read with me videos, and I really like watching Kira's videos. They're always so chill and like really good vibes and just a really cozy aesthetic, which I absolutely love. So yeah, I'm going to read some more of Hetty Feather, and then depending on how much I get done in this half an hour will sort of determine the rest of my evening, because dinner won't take me very long because I've already like prepared it the other day, so I just need to heat it up and eat it. But I might do some Pilates, depends on how much I get done now, because I really want to at least finish this book today, and ideally I'd like to start Sapphire Battersea as well. So yeah, that's the plan. I'll just get on with it. I also think I need to move this candle out the way, because I'm really conscious that I'm going to go for my cup of tea and pick this up instead, and that would not be a fun experience. So it's just gone at 7 o'clock. I'm in my dressing gown now because I'm cold, and I actually ended up watching 2 read with me videos. So I read for about an hour in total, and I got through about 100 pages of Hetty Feather. So I'm now up to page 213 out of 393. So I've got just under 200 pages of this left. It's so well written, and it's just so captivating, and like I really do feel really sorry for Hetty. She's now back at the Foundling Hospital, but it turns out that it's just not a nice place at all, and she wasn't allowed to keep any of the things that her foster mother and brother sent with her. And yeah, just watching her be torn away from her family and having to meet all these new people and adjusting to life there is like quite sad. So my night didn't quite go as planned. I don't know what happened. After eating my dinner, I literally just sat on my computer for like 2 hours almost. So I didn't actually pick up Hetty Feather again until almost 9 o'clock. However, I have finished it now. It's 11:30 and I've just finished it. And I'm obviously not going to start watching a TV programme that's like 2 hours long now, because I am tired. I did consider watching the first episode of the Hetty Feather TV series, which is on BBC iPlayer. Because they're only 20 minutes each, and there's like 6 seasons. I didn't know there was that many, but I've decided that maybe I should do that tomorrow. But yeah, I finished it, and oh, I loved this so much. I'm so glad that I finally got around to reading it. This is like the sort of thing that I just know that I would have loved as a child, but I think it's the sort of story that you can enjoy at any age. I feel like it's got a real nostalgia to it, even if you weren't a huge Jacqueline Wilson fan as a child. I feel like it's got that sense of idealistic childhood. At the beginning you follow Hetty living in a cottage in the countryside, so it's got that sort of idealistic vibe. And then when she goes to the Foundling Hospital, there's a sense of sort of Mallory Towers and those sorts of stories about it, because obviously it's not a boarding school, but it's a similar sort of institutionalized setting. And yeah, it's sort of just Hetty's journey of discovery and learning about family, whether that be a biological family or found family. Yeah, I just really enjoyed this. I felt like the ending was a little bit rushed. A lot of the story did happen in the last couple of chapters, and there was a weird jump in the sense that it was past tense and then it jumps to present tense in the last couple of pages, but I guess that makes sense, and I think that's going to make sense for the next couple of books. They're going to be told in the present tense. I do wonder how that's going to change the tone of the story, or if it is at all. But yeah, I'm really excited to have finished this, and I mean, I kind of want to give it a 5 stars because I really did love it. I would also just like to take a moment to commemorate that I've added this to my 2020 reading challenge, and for the first time all year I am not behind schedule. In fact, I am ahead of schedule. And I think I'll read more than 6 books for the rest of the year now. I'm planning on reading more than 6 books in September, so it's looking good. It's Sunday. Please ignore the way I've done my hair. I just wanted to clip my fringe out the way and I don't have too much in clips. So last night I just read the first chapter of Sapphire Battersea, so I'm only on page 13. It was basically recapping what happened in the first story, which I guess makes sense because when people were originally waiting for these there would have been a gap between the two. So we've just found out something right at the end of the first chapter that I think is going to be the basis of the next story. So I'm excited to get into this. It's about 11:15 now. So far I've just woken up, had my breakfast, I've been on YouTube for a bit. I had my video going live today, so I wanted to reply to the comments that were already on it and watch a couple of other videos. And I'm also trying to upload and schedule some videos that I've pre-filmed to go live while I'm going to be away. So I've been actually quite busy, but I thought now I would sit down for an hour. My plan is to do that until midday, and then at midday take a break, have a couple of hours to get stuff done. So I really want to put my laundry away, which has just been in the corner of this room drying for like 3 days. I want to do that. I also want to pack for my holiday. Going to do that today to get it out of the way, and then I'm not going to end up using any clothes or anything that I'm planning on taking tomorrow. And then I also need to water my housemate's plants, and I think that's going to be it in terms of errands for today. I also need to go for a run at some point today. I've been trying to run 50 miles a month. I've done it consistently since April. Remember when I said I was going to read for an hour and then at midday I was going to stop and sort things out? Yeah, that turned out well. So I did actually read for an hour. I'm on page 100-ish of Sapphire Battersea, and I'll talk about that later, but I'm really enjoying it, probably as much as the first one at this point. But then I just sat on my laptop and did nothing for an hour. Nothing productive. Why is procrastinating my worst habit, honestly? So I haven't tidied my room as I planned, and I haven't started packing, but I'm gonna do it now because I really do need to get it out of the way. So I'll just show you my room. I don't even know if it looks messy, but to me, I just, ugh. You know when things are just not tidy. Also, I've got a load of stuff in the lounge that I really want to tidy away because I just really hate when my mess starts like seeping out of this one into the other rooms of the house. I don't know, it's not even messy, it's just stuff. I just hate having stuff everywhere. So yeah, I'll show you what I'm dealing with. I don't know whether to pack first. Maybe that's the best idea, because then I'm probably going to put my stuff on the bed to pack, but then I will probably change the sheets because I haven't done that for a while. So I probably should do that, and then when I get back from my holidays I'll have a nice clean, pretty much fresh bed to get back into. But let me just show you. You know, as I said, going to do the bed. The windowsill is just organised stuff, so that will be fine. I need to take the bins out. I need to sort out this pile of wires, and this table shouldn't take too long. Then I've got the chair of stuff, so I need to put some of those clothes away / pack them. I need to like tidy this table a little bit. The bookcase is fine, but I have, so this is my trolley with some stuff around the bottom as well. The thing is, the bottom 2 shelves are full of craft material. Like this shelf is fully just embroidery. This bottom one is a mess, but it's like material and other craft stuff. So initially this top one was my TBR, but now it's very overflowing. So maybe I should move some of the books onto here. But I think to do that I would have to either take out that Hermione Granger crate or organise the top shelf, and I don't know if I can be bothered. So I'll see what I can do with that. And then this is the other thing. Hopefully it won't take too long, but I just hate mess. So yeah, gonna try and sort that out now. Pack first, then try and sort it out. I also need to decide what I'm going to take on holiday, because I mean, we're only going to Kent, so it's obviously going to be very similar weather to what it is here. But it was so nice a couple of weeks ago, and I was fully ready to take like all my summery outfits that I haven't had chance to wear at all yet this summer, or very rarely, for want of looking extra just walking around my town in like summery dresses. But now it's like I'm considering putting the heating on today. So do I pack for both seasons? I'm going on the train, so I only want to take a little suitcase. Yeah, I'm so indecisive. I don't know. Do I pack my swimming stuff? Is the sea going to be warm enough to go in? Probably not. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, less waffling, Caris. Let's just get on with it, shall we? Hi. Right, we've made some progress, and now I've just collapsed on my bed. But basically, the sheets are changed. I've gone for this very autumnal red duvet cover, which I really like. It's one of my favorites. And I've made some progress with packing. I've sorted out my clothes and my swimwear and stuff like that, and my shoes, except I'm gonna go running later, so I can't pack my running trainers. And yes, I am gonna take my running stuff with me because I've been running like every day, not every day, every other day since lockdown began, and I'm really like stressed about having a week off from it. I feel like I genuinely will never start it again because it's still not something I particularly enjoy. So I'm gonna take my running gear with me, so I'll need to pack my shoes for that later. In terms of the cleaning, like I've sorted out one side of my bed and some bits and pieces, like my bedside tables I've sorted, but I'm still yet to tackle my trolley. However, I've been thinking about it and I really do want to order another trolley to have just for books. So this might be procrastinating and just putting it off, but I think I'm going to wait and not do it now. Hello, it's about 6 o'clock and I'm just having a funny old day today. I actually don't remember the last time I checked in, but I can tell you that I've done literally nothing since then other than sit on my laptop, look through some old Instagram photos, feel nostalgic, watch Dance Moms clips on YouTube, all that sort of good stuff. I haven't been for a run and I literally can't motivate myself to do it. I put my running gear on, stood there by the door for a bit and then thought, no, I'm not going to do it, and took my running clothes off and got changed back into this again. So I'm gonna try and go on a longer run tomorrow, but you know what, if I manage 47 miles this month instead of 50, like it's not the end of the world. I'm really bad for like beating myself up about not doing things and not being productive, but I think some days you just need to relax. But then also I'm beating myself up for like being so passive in my relaxing. Like I genuinely don't know where the day's gone. I feel like if I'm going to have a relaxing day, then I should be just completely chilling and watching movies and that sort of stuff. But I don't know. I'm trying to learn to be kinder to myself. Like I feel like I've been really productive all through lockdown and I've taken up running and done all this great stuff. But then I'm still really bad at knowing when to give myself a break, which I'm sure is very relatable. So anyway, I haven't actually read any more of Sapphire Battersea and I haven't gone for a run. Now, one thing that I was going to do tomorrow was make cookies to take away with me, but I figured why not do something you really enjoy, Caris, and make them today. So that's what I'm going to do now. These are soft stem ginger cookies, so they're ginger and dark chocolate essentially, and I think this recipe my mom got in like the newspaper. I want to say it was from Nadia, who won the Great British Bake Off, but she like copied it out for me on this really tatty piece of paper now because I've used it so many times and it's like ripped, and I really should get a new copy of it. But yeah, I love making these. It's like my classic go-to recipe. I quite often make them to take into work, and I thought it would be nice to take some treats for my friend and I for when we're away. So yes, this is what I'm going to do now. So it'll probably take me about an hour and a half, and then it will probably be time for dinner. And then yeah, just gonna chill, gonna obviously try and read some more of Sapphire Battersea, so I'll talk about that when I get around to it. But for now, let's bake. I love baking. It's one of my most relaxing things that I do to just clear my head, and it's pretty great because you get to eat at the end of it. So let's go. I've got my ingredients here. I'm not gonna talk through the recipe or anything. I'll probably just put a little montage in, but if you're interested in the recipe, then let me know and I will send it to you. swear if there was a competition to find the most attractive reading vlog angles, I would definitely win it, because I'm always I'm always just looking so on point. So basically it's about 9:30 and I'm just so tired. That's gonna be in the way. Since baking the cookies, I ate my tea, watched a few videos, and then I went and sat down on the sofa to read some of my book, and I had a nap for like half an hour. It's also freezing cold and I'm really feeling the Christmas vibes, and I just want it to be Christmas so badly, and I feel Christmassy, which is really bad because it's August and I've still got quite a long time to go before Christmas. And a lot of change because I'll be like going back to work and stuff before then, finally. So yeah, I figured I would just come and get cozy in bed before I fall asleep on the sofa. So I've literally turned my main light off. I've just got like my bedside table lamp shining in my face, but I'm gonna read a bit more of this now. I really want to finish it before I go to sleep, but I'm worried that I'm gonna fall asleep reading it now. So I'm on, you're not going to see my face, but I'm on page 175, so I've got just under 200 pages left, so if I read for like 2 hours I should finish it. So now Hetty's left the hospital and you're sort of following her journeys in the adult world, even though she's technically still only 14, so that's quite interesting to see her as an older character. Just a really quick update because it's actually gone midnight and I don't know how I've just read for so long and how I haven't fallen asleep yet because I was already so tired when I got into bed. But I just finished Sapphire Battersea. I'm so glad that I've read 2 books in 2 days now. I loved this one as well. There was some really sad moments in this, which I mean is classic for a Jacqueline Wilson. She doesn't stray away from topics that are going to make you tear up a bit, and I really do think that this could be like such a classic series for the generation of young girls that I guess came just after me, because as I've said before, I didn't read this because I think I was about 12 or 13 when it came out and I just thought I was too old, but I really regret that because I really think I would have loved it even then. So yes, I'm gonna go to bed now because I'm super tired, but I'm going to pick up Emerald Star tomorrow. Probably not first thing because I think I'm gonna run, then have a shower, then film my video, edit my video, and then try and dedicate the rest of the afternoon to reading and then packing. So yeah, that's the plan for tomorrow, but I'm going to go to sleep now to give myself the best chance of getting up in the morning and achieving those things that I want to achieve. Hi everyone, it's Sunday evening now, and in terms of the reading vlog, today has been a complete and utter fail because I've still read no more of Emerald Star, and when I say I've read no more of it, I mean I've read none of it. I've literally read 0 pages. So much for a bank holiday, reading 3 books in 3 days. But you know, I'm happy that I've read the 2. So basically it's like gone 10 o'clock now and I've come into my room for the evening because I was in the lounge, but I just saw the most horrible, creepy, big spider run through the lounge. So I thought absolutely not. I'm convinced it's the same one that I had in there the other day because it looked the same. I told this to my friend and she laughed at me. She was like, how can you know they're the same? I was like, I just know. It's got back in. And I actually caught it last time, but it's run under the sofa and I just don't have the energy to rearrange my whole lounge. So I've just left it. I'm going away tomorrow. It'll be fine. But I've decided to come into my room to get away from it. So today, like by the time I'd been on my run, got back, eaten, showered, dried my hair, filmed a video, edited the video, uploaded the video to schedule for, it will have already gone up by now, but my wrap up for August, for the middle of next week. Like by the time I'd done all of that, it was just so, like, it was like 6, literally. So then I had my tea and then I just haven't had the chance really. Like, okay, I could have done it after eating, but I just didn't feel like it, so I haven't actually picked any more of this up. Oh, and I've also finished packing, so that's good at least. But now I've got a hot chocolate because it just feels so Christmassy and festive. I think I've already said this in the vlog. Autumn is like my favourite season, so I'm ready to channel it. It's also freezing, so hot chocolate is perfect, and I have a load of milk that needs to be used up before I go away tomorrow. So it's actually a blueberry cheesecake white hot chocolate from Whittards, and I love Whittard's hot chocolate. They have so many interesting flavours and this one is really nice. Yeah, I'm going to drink this. I'm going to try and read a little bit of Emerald Star, but there's no way I'll read the whole thing because it's going to take me at least 3 hours and I don't want to be up until the early hours because I have to be out the house by 9 in the morning. I'm hoping that what will happen is I'll wake up and I'll have a bit of time before the train and I can check in on how far I get with this, but I'm probably not going to take it with me. I've got a couple of other books that I want to prioritise reading over the course of the week. Also, today I finished this, my embroidery that I think I showed in another vlog, but I finished it. It's Bubbles from the Powerpuff Girls. I'm honestly so proud of it. I think it's so cute. I love this stitch that I've used. Although I haven't been reading, I have been pretty productive. But yeah, I'm gonna have my hot chocolate, read a little bit, then go to bed. So I'll try and check in if I remember and if I've got time before I get the train tomorrow. But if not, I will add a future me when I'm editing this video final little outro.